Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to a new playthrough video. Today I am playing Cthulhu Death May Die. I haven't played this in a while, I just kind of got in the mood to play it. I have played through Season 1 and Season 2. I have not played Season 3 or Season 4. This is Season 3, Episode 1, and it's called Top of the Mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. Let me read the setup to you. Kilkenny was the site of one of the first witch trials in Western history, and one of the few to find actual witches. Now, though, cultists are using ancient energies to power their rituals. As a side effect, the spirits of the old witches have risen. Petronilla de Meath, unjustly accused, and the witch, Alice Kyteler, who got her condemned, are battling through their ancient feud anew. Only proving Petronilla's innocence will finally lay her spirit to rest, taking Alice along with her. So in this game, I am going to be going up against the elder that I chose is Dagon. He's pretty bad. I'm playing solo, so I am going to be playing Ariel. She starts right here, and I've laid the map out as described. There are some notable things. This is the Unnameable, a pretty powerful enemy. There are also starting cultists, and there are two starting ghasts. Ghasts, I can't even say it. One right there, one right here. Now, what am I supposed to do in this game? Well, there are 4 jurors. I don't know what that means, but 4 jurors. 1, 2, 3, 4, represented by these red tokens. What I have to do is I have to get to them and convince them based on evidence that I will collect, and that comes in this deck right here, the Discovery deck. And by the way, if you're not familiar with this game, I'm not gonna be going over the rules. I've got older videos that explain the rules pretty detailed. I mean, I will explain my thinking and why I'm doing things, but if you're not familiar with this game, you definitely want to watch some of the earlier videos, as I will not be going over all the rules. I'll put the Discovery right there. And then lastly, I've got the Mythos deck. I need to shuffle it. So I need to convince the jurors of the witch's innocence, the condemned's innocence. And when I do, I flip over their token to the opposite side, which is a blue side. Also, to end the ritual, to stop the ritual, I need to move all of the jurors who have been convinced, all 4 of them, to the town square. I can tell you right now, this is going to be a difficult game because the jurors are spread out. Not only do I have to convince them, but then I have to get to them and have them move. Now, when I'm in their square, I can take an action to move them up to 2 spaces. So one of my actions will be, if I'm here, I can move this one, 1, 2, or just 1 to get to town square. I'm going to put the Mythos deck right here. And lastly, let's see. Oh, yes. Because I'm playing the Dagon, there's a chance I could be converted into a deep one. So I've got this little 3 token system here that when all 3 are flipped over, I become a deep one and I lose the game. How else can I lose the game? What other ways? Well, I can lose the game if the ritual reaches the end of the track. I can die, or the game can end if I am reduced to 0 sanity or 0 health. I can lose if the Great One is summoned and he manages to overwhelm me and take me down to 0 health. This game is very difficult. So I'm telling you that right away because a lot of people that watch this game played, it's difficult to win this game. But that's just typical of games in the Cthulhu universe. They are meant to be hard. You're meant to go insane. So I have won some, but I think I've lost more than I have ever won, so we shall see how this goes. The last thing I need to do is shuffle the insanity. This is the condition that you have. It's usually it's just a nuisance, but sometimes it's really not good. And the only one I don't take is the one that doesn't allow me to talk. That one can be fun in a multiplayer game, but when you're playing solo and recording for an audience, it just doesn't work. I'm going to take this one, which is Kleptomania. All right, Kleptomania. Anytime I land on a red one, right here, I have to steal at least 1 item, companion or tradable episode from any investigator in your space to heal all your stress. If you can't steal anything, take 2 stress, which means because I'm playing solo, I won't be able to steal anything, so I will always take 2 stress when this triggers. Now, the sanity and the stress and the health, I'm going to choose to play orange today. I think that'll be maybe a little easier to see on the map. And I'll be using these tokens here to track them. For my special abilities, Ariel has Specialist Hunter. She can name 1 non-elder enemy. I will choose the cultists, since there's a lot of them. I'm also a marksman, which means I can choose a target up to 1 space away. Normally, you can only attack in your space. And I'll choose stealth, because when you run, you may sneak past 1 enemy. And that is it. It's time to go ahead and start. The way this game works is I get 3 actions, and then I have to draw a Mythos card and follow its instructions. And then if there's a creature in my space, I have to fight it. Otherwise, I can investigate, which allows me to draw from the Discovery deck. That is about it. I'm going to keep this card close to me rather than put it up here so I can just more easily reference it. All right, let's see. Ariel gets 3 actions. Well, she starts here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot into that space. I get to use, I use 1 green die, but I also get, well, no, that's not my selected enemy. Let me see real quick. Do I want to, I could just sneak by it and save an action rather than shoot. I think I can do that. So, let's do that. Yeah, so I will have to roll the 3 black dice. I'm not going to shoot it. Instead, when you move, you can move up to 3 spaces, if I remember right. Let me double check that. Moving is an action you can take, and you can run up to 3. So because I have stealth, I am going to choose to sneak past this one. So I'm going to go 1, 2. That's 1 action. For my second action, I'm going to try to convince the juror, add a success for each evidence you have, item or companion. Choose a juror in your space on a 4+ successes. Oh man, come on. On 4+ successes, the juror is convinced. So I don't even have items or evidence, so never mind. Well, darn it. I can move the juror in your space up to 2 spaces away. All right, so I'll choose for my second action to go 1, 2. So I've got 1 juror here, which is where I want it to be, in the town square, right here. And for my third and final action, I could move again. I could go 1, 2, 3, sneak past him, and I'd be where another juror is. Here's another 1, 2, 3. That would put one of these in. 1, 2, 3. I could go here. Let's do that. For my third action, I'm gonna sneak again. 1, 2, and I'm sneaking past this one. Actually, hold on. When you sneak, you may sneak once. 1 enemy will not follow you. Okay, so this one would not follow me, but this one would. So I won't do that. Let's go ahead and shoot. I'm gonna have to shoot the ghast. Successes are exclamations, sanity are the tentacles, and right now the stars don't do me anything. Actually, let's shoot the cultist, because I can roll an extra green because that's my selected special enemy. So I roll 3 black and 1 green. And I got 2 successes. The cultists have 2 health. So I managed to kill it. All right. And that is the end of the turn. So now what I do is I draw a Mythos card. I shuffle these. Choose one. At the end of the turn, Dagon advances on the track as if there were 3 red. Okay, so remember when you choose, some of these cards have a red circle on them, and when you get 3, it advances the track. Or each investigator transforms. Well, I don't want Dagon to advance, because when he advances, something happens. It says each investigator starts with 3 human. When he advances, you transform. Summon 1 servant of the deep into your space and 2 cultists. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I will choose to transform. So I'm already down 1 out of 3 here. And this goes away. This goes into the discard pile. Now, the next is the investigator fight. I am in a space by myself, so I will draw this. And I got an embalmed bird. You may claim the embalmed bird. It is evidence. You may choose not to activate your insanity. If you do, take the hexed condition. The hexed condition says whenever you gather jurors or convince a juror before resolving, take a stress. All right, well, I'm going to put it over here, under here. I do have 1 evidence, so I can roll one die. Choose a juror and make a roll. Well, I still roll 3, and then it says add a success for each evidence you find. Because I need 4 successes, I'm not going to get 4 rolling 3 black dice. But now I add +1 because I have a piece of evidence. So I would have to get 3 successes +1 to convince a juror to flip. This is going to be tricky. So anyway, I'm not going to do it right now. And now we resolve any end of turn effects. There aren't any end of turn effects right now. So we go back to my turn. Take 3 actions. I need to get to the... If I sneak, I'd go 1, 2... I should shoot him and then sneak by that one for my second. I'll shoot the ghast. The ghast has 3 health. And it says, if attacked but not destroyed, the attacker takes a wound. That's weird because I'm not in the same space as it. I wonder how that rule would apply here. I guess that's the rule. So what I could do is move and sneak by this, move here, shoot, and then move. So that would do it. Let's do that. We'll move 1. Now I'm going to shoot the cultist. I roll 3 black and 1 green, and I need 2 successes. I got 2, 3, but I also got 2 tentacles, which increase my insanity. I'm going to burn a stress to re-roll. Well, I'm going to get a sanity. I'll re-roll this one. And I got nothing. Okay, so I take a sanity, but I do manage to defeat this one. That was my second action, and I did take a sanity. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to sneak by this one. 1, 2, and I'm done. All right, I draw a Mythos card. I got a ghast. Move the nearest ghast 2 spaces towards you. Oh, the nearest is here. 1. Then move 1 juror in its space 1 space away from the town square. So I got to move this one here, further away. Great. And then, lastly, I have to summon a ghast. So I summon it at the red gate, which is right here. Okay. That is it for the Mythos card. Investigator fight. I draw another piece of evidence, or another discovery. Ghost of the third husband. You may take 2 stress to claim the husband. If you don't claim it, you get the hexed. Well, I will claim. I'll take 2 and get the husband because he's evidence. When you convince a juror, if you have another evidence, you have 2 free rerolls, and he has a health. That's good. Okay, let me put that one under here. So now I'm starting to build up the evidence, which will help me convince the jurors. Oh no, I can't do that. What am I talking about? Because there's an enemy in my space. I moved, so the enemy will attack me this turn. The enemy is a ghast, which rolls 2 green dice. I get my stress back, right? 1, 2. And he got 2 successes. Well, I don't want to take 2 wounds, so I'm going to burn a stress and re-roll 1 of these. 2 successes. I'm going to burn another stress to re-roll it. And I'm gonna have to burn my last stress and re-roll it. Okay, I take one. It gets one hit, so I take one damage. But I'm maxed out on my stress. Okay, that is the investigator fight. Resolve end of turn. We're good. Now it is my turn. I have to kill the ghast. So I will roll 3 dice, and that's all I get. Actually, I can sneak by him. I could sneak by him, and then I can target one space. So move, shoot, move. Let's do that. I'll move for 1 action. I'm going to shoot that ghast for 3 dice, and I need 3 hits, 3 successes. I got 3 of these. So I cannot hit him, and for my third and final action, I will rest, which allows me to heal 3 of my stress. I am done, unfortunately. It is the draw a Mythos card turn. Oh, that's the discard. Prosecution. We have a red circle. Each cultist moves 1 space towards the town square. 1. And that was it, because I've killed 2. Then summon a ghast at the nearest space with a juror, which would be that one, another ghast. If there are no jurors, summon it in your space. Well, thankfully there's not. All right, so we now have 1 red circle. Once I get 3, that advances. All right, and now it is the investigator fight. Now I can take this. I can take 2 stress to take this Richard III husband evidence. And that is it for the turn. My turn. Now I've got 3 gas. 1, 2, 3. And I got this juror up here that I need to get out. But I have to be in his space. Now if I move, then I can make 1 move away. Ah, man, this is tough. I really need to kill those ghasts. Okay, let me think. This is tough. So if I move once, oh man, I have to take an action to move that juror to. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move. That's 1 action. Second action, I'm gonna move him 1, 2. And then for my third action, I'm going to sneak by this one, which means this ghast is going to come with me. And that is the end of my turn. It goes pretty quick. All right, draw a Mythos card. If you were a deep one, move to the nearest human investigator and deal. Otherwise, you transform unless you take 2 stress or a wound for each you can't take. Well, I'll take 1 stress and 1 wound because I do not want to transform. And that's done. Now I have to fight. The deep one will attack for 2. I have no stress. And I rolled no hits, so he did not hit me. All right. My turn. Okay. I can sneak by him, move this, and then sneak by that one. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move. I sneak through that one. That's 1 action. I'm going to tell this one to move 2. 1, 2. And now I can sneak again, but the problem is they're going to follow me. Or I can shoot the ghast. I really need to rest because I have no stress left. Oh, this is... this game is difficult. I have to hope for a... Because I can't sneak anymore, because any room I sneak by, there are now enemies. Let's shoot it and hope for the best. I need 3 hits. Well, I'm not going to get 3 hits, and I have no stress to spend. Man. Okay, if I sneak by it and I go 1, 2, 2 of these guys are going to follow me. And they could both kill me. I'd rather have 1 attack with 2 green than 2 attack with 2 green. So let's stay put, and I'll try to kill it. and I got 1 hit, no stress, so I did put 1 damage on it. And with the 2 tentacles, I move up 2 stress, and that is it for my third and final turn. Draw a Mythos card. Each juror in the same space as a cultist is turned to their guilty side. That's not a cultist. And they're all guilty still, so it doesn't matter. All right. And now he will attack me with 2 green. And I got 1 hit. All right. My turn. I really need to kill him. So I will shoot him. 3 dice. I need 2 hits. I got 1. Come on, man. Now, it says, oh, by the way, I'm totally playing this wrong because the gas says if you attacked it but don't destroy it, you take a wound. So I would have taken a wound there. And then when I attacked him again, I would have taken a further wound. So I'm going to have to send that wound to the ghost because it has 1 health in order to stay alive. So this goes away. But it keeps me alive to fire a second shot. That was my first action. I need 1 more hit. And I got 2 hits and a star, so I do kill it. Okay. And for my third and final action, I'm going to have to rest. I'm going to recover 2 health and 1 stress. And that will do it for my turn. Draw a Mythos card. If there is any juror token in the town square, place 1 of them. If there is any juror in the town, place it in the pub. Come on, man. If there, yeah. Okay. But no red, so it's my turn. All right. I need to get rid of these guys. I will rest for 1, 2, 3. I will shoot 3 dice and a green because I'm shooting at a favored enemy. I need 2 hits. I got 1 hit. I will take a stress to reroll this sanity. And I got the second hit. So I took 1 out. That was 2. That was 1 turn. 1 turn I rested. Second one I shot. And now I will move. I'm going to go, and I'm going to sneak by this one. I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm done. That sneak ability is huge. All right. Let's see. That's the end of the turn. Draw a Mythos card. The investigator with the most evidence, which is me, must take the hexed condition side of 1 of them. So I lose my embalmed bird, and it becomes a hexed, which says whenever you gather jurors or convince a juror, you must take one before resolving. You have to take a stress. So I now have no evidence, and I also have a second red circle. So that is going to advance soon. It is my turn. Oh no, hold on. I drew the Mythos card. Now I draw a investigate. So I do have the woman in white. You may take 2 stress to claim it. 1, 2. She's not evidence. While you have her, gain 1 level in Arcane Mastery. So now I'm Arcane Mastery. When making any roll, you may count 1 star as a success. This companion cannot be given wounds. All right, so there we go. Put her here. Keep going. One of the things about playing this game solo with 1 investigator, not 2, because sometimes I play it with 2. One of the things with 1 is the game goes pretty quick, but you can also lose very quickly, and sometimes you can win very quickly. So we'll see. So that was the card. It is the end of the turn. It is now my turn. 3 actions. I could send these guys here, 1, 2, and it would take 2 actions, and I can rest, which is what I need to do. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go for 1 action, 1, 2. 2 actions, 1, 2. So 3 jurors are now here. If I can get to this spot, I could start sending them here and then go try to convince them. For my third and final action, I need to rest. 1, 2, 3. Reduce my stress by 3. My turn's over. If Dagon is on the board, he is not. You must transform. Each investigator must transform. Otherwise, summon a servant of the deep to your space. Great. So a servant is now here, which means it will attack me now, and I don't get to do a discovery phase. The servant of the deep rolls 2 black dice. And it says counts as a deep one, gain 1 green if there are any other deep ones in their space. There's not. So it's just rolling 2 dice. It got 2 successes plus a sanity. I will burn a stress to re-roll this one. I'm going to burn another stress to re-roll one. I'm going to burn my last stress to re-roll one. And a blank. So I only take 1 damage, but I am out of stress now. All right, that is it for my turn. It is now my turn. I need to sneak by this one. So I will, if I sneak by, I'm going to get him. And he has 3 health. No, yeah, 3 health. So he's harder to kill. So let's sneak by him and heal. Or rest. I'm going to move here. I'm sneaking, so he doesn't follow me. That's 1 action. 2 actions. 1, 2, 3. And the next action, I'm going to heal up all the way, and that is my turn. Now we have the 3rd red circle. All right, but first you do the card. If you were a deep one, I am not. Otherwise, transform unless you take 2 stress. I'll take the 2 stress so I don't have to transform. And then I have to summon a cultist at yellow, which is over here. Now, we do the 3 circles at the end of the turn. At the end, that's done at the very end. So now I get to draw one of these because I'm in a space with no enemy. I got the town sheriff. You can take 2 stress to claim the sheriff, which I can't, or you can get the pistol for free. I'll take the pistol, which gives me, when attacking, you have 2 free rerolls. Okay, that'll work. And that is the end of the turn. Now we resolve these 3. So when you resolve the 3, you take them and all the discard pile, and you shuffle it again into the Mythos deck, and then you advance the big bad. All right. So this advances, and then it says, when Dagon advances, you transform. So I've down to 2. And I don't think there's a way to untransform. Summon 1 servant of the deep to your space. Great. And 2 cultists at the nearest gate, which is also here. This game is going south very fast. All right. That was the end of the turn. It is now my turn. I have 3 enemies here, and I have got almost no stress left to burn for reroll purposes. Wow. Yeah, this game's going bad. And by the way, the next time Dagon advances, I'm going to have to transform, which this is very tough. This is tough. Now, if you have multiplayers, when you transform, you can still play, but anytime there's more transformed than there are human players, you still lose the game. So because I'm playing solo, I'm going to lose the game after one more thing. This is a very difficult scenario. Good Lord, this one's... All right, so I've got 3 enemies. So I need to try and shoot the 2 cultists with 2 actions, and then sneak by... Well, I'm just going to shoot. I'm going to shoot the cultist with 4 dice, because remember, I get a bonus. So the cultists have 2 health. That's a success and a success, but it also gives me 2 sanity, which I will take. But you stop on a red. Now remember, when you get on a red, you have to trigger your event. Steal at least 1. I can't. If you can't, take 2 stress. Well, I can only take 1 more stress, so I'm maxed out on stress. Now, I'm going to shoot the second one. I got 2 hits and another sanity, so I kill that one. And then last, it doesn't matter. I can't sneak by, because if I sneak by, this one's going to follow me, or that one's going to follow, both of them. So I have to fight this one. Now I'm rolling 3 dice. I have no stress left, and I need 3 hits to kill it. And remember, it's a deep one, so yeah. I got 2 hits, and Arcane allows me to count that as a success. So, wow, somehow I pulled that off. All right, that is the end of my 3 turns. Draw a Mythos card. We have a red circle. We're 1/3 of the way there to transform. If you're a deep one, I'm not. Otherwise, transform unless you take 2 stress or a wound. I have to take 2 wounds because if I'm forced to transform, the game ends. And then summon a cultist at yellow, which is over here. All right, that was 1 red circle. I'm all alone, so I get to draw a discovery card. You may claim the bartender. Sean, at the end of your turn, if you are in the pub, take the shillelagh side of this card. Shillelagh says, when you run, you may move 1 additional space. When attacking a target in your space, gain 2 green. That's nice. But the pub is got somebody in it. I am sort of in I'm in trouble here. All right, first thing we got to do. First thing we have to do is heal. 1, 2, 3. Then I will move, sneak by him, 2, 3, and then he'll follow me, and then that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna move 1, sneak by 2, 3, which means this one follows me. And then for my 3rd and final action, I will shoot that cultist. I need 2 hits. I got 2, 3 plus a sanity. You know what? I'm gonna take a stress to re-roll this one. I can't remember, was it here or here? I think it was there. And I did it. Okay, so I do defeat it. That was good, but I can't rest because that was my 3rd and final action. Okay, Mythos. If Dagon is on the board, he's not. Otherwise, summon a servant into your space. Come on. All right, the servant now will attack me with 2 green. And I don't get to do the discovery card phase. And it hits me twice. I will take a stress to reroll 1. I'll take another stress to reroll this one. 1 hit. I'm at 1 hit. I take a health, and it is my turn. I will... If I sneak, I can go 1, 2... I need to get away from these deep ones there. If I sneak, I can go 1, 2. Second action, send one of these over. And then 3rd action, sneak by this and move into here. But I need to heal. Let's do that. I'm going to sneak by this one. 1, 2. I'm going to heal. 1, 2, 3. And then for my next action, I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3. So I've reduced my stress, got all my full health. My turn is over. We have a red circle. Each cultist moves 1 space towards town square. Then summon a ghast at the nearest space with a juror. That would be here. All right. 2. 1 more red circle, and I lose the game. Which is very highly. There's a lot of those in this deck. All right, let's keep going. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak. Well, there's 2. I have to kill a ghast. So I'll move for 1. I will shoot a ghast. I only roll 3 dice. I need 3 hits to kill a ghast. And if I don't kill it, I take a wound. I got 1 success. I will burn a stress to re-roll this one. And I'm going to burn another stress to re-roll this. I need 1 success and I'll kill 1. Got it. This one's dead. That was, all right, so 1, that was number 2. And now I can shoot. Well, if I shoot at it and I don't kill it, it's going to do damage to me. I'm gonna be secretive and move, sneak by it. 1, 2. I'm gonna go there, and that's gonna be, well, it doesn't matter. Whatever I do, I'm gonna have to draw a card now, and if it's a red circle, I lose. It's not. If you're a deep one, I'm not. Otherwise, you transform unless you take 2 stress. 1, 2. All right, my turn. Let's shoot this guy. 3. I need 3s. Oh, hold on. Let's rest. 1, 2, 3. That was 1 action. So I get some stress for rerolls. Number 2, I need to shoot. I got 2 hits. It has 3 health. So I need to burn a stress. I need 3 hits. So this has got to be a success. And it is. I kill it. Wow. All right. So that was 1 action, 2 actions. I rested. I shot. Third action, I will move here. And that's all I can do. Please don't be a red circle. It's not. Each juror in the same space as a cultist is turned to their guilty side. There are none. All right. But the problem is, I have to kill these and then get these guys. So I'm going to have to shoot into here. Let's do that. For 1 action, I'm going to shoot one of the cultists. I got 1 success, 2 successes, plus a sanity. I'll take the sanity and kill one. Second turn, I'm going to shoot the other one. I got 2 successes and a sanity, which I will take, which gives me 2 stress, 1, 2. And I've got one more action, but I also get a bonus die now because when you land on this second red, you get a bonus green die. I have to rest. I don't have a choice because, well, I killed him. If I shoot, this one has 6 health. I've got to be at full health. 1, 2, 3. I'm gambling that this is not going to be a red circle. And I did it. If there is any juror in the town square, place one of them in a pub. They're not. All right. You know what? I can't win this game. I can't, because there's no way I can avoid transforming. This game seems a little dangerous for a solo game. I could be wrong. I welcome your feedback in the comments. All right, let's see. I have to shoot. So that is the unnameable. Cannot be wounded while there is another monster or cultist in its space. Well, I'm glad I got rid of them. I didn't read that part, but so I'm rolling 3 dice plus 1 because of this. And then the pistol, it says you have 2 free rerolls. And I forgot to take advantage of that earlier, but that's okay. That's a hit. That's a hit. So 2 hits. I'm gonna take 1 free reroll and reroll this one. That's 3 hits. And then I'm gonna take another free reroll and attack with this one. Okay, it's a sanity. All right. But 3 hits out of 6. That was my first action. Second action, I'm going to do it again. I'm using the pistol, so again, I get 2 rerolls. There's a hit. I'll reroll this one. There's a hit. I'm going to reroll this one. There's a hit. So I do kill it. All right. That was my second action. For my third action, I will force a juror to move here. And that is my end of my turn. Draw a mythos. This is going to be a red circle. It is. All right. Well, there we go. So 3 red circles, but I still have till the end of the round, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get all these jurors here and this one here and then flip them to end the ritual. This game is hard because this may be a very bad combo, because if you're playing Dagon, every time he advances, you have to flip one of these. It only takes 3 sets of red. You only get like 9. I mean, I don't know how to do the math, but you don't have long to do this one. But I did get pretty far. I killed the unnameable. I managed to get almost all the jurors there. I was close, very close. But again, this game is difficult. All right, everybody. So that transforms me, and because there are no other humans, the game is lost. All right, I'm going to come back again soon and probably play Season 3, Episode 2. I'm just going to keep playing through them. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the video comments below, and I'll address them. All right, that was it. This is Cthulhu, Death May Die, a very difficult game. I'll be back soon to play another one. But until then, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me. Everyone, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.